Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. So today I have a really cute project to share with you featuring the Sweet Ice Cream Bundle. I just love this bundle. So this one is available in my online store at a 10% discount when you get the stamp set with the punch. So really great deal. But let's go ahead and jump right into today's tutorial. I think you're going to really enjoy this card. Okay, I've got all of my pieces here. So we are going to go ahead and start with, actually I think I'm going to start with die cutting before we do our stamping. So you know I had to bring in my mini machine. I am just loving this little machine, you guys. I just love it. Okay, so I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Yes, I'm still using up all of my Whisper White. So I've got these two dies. These are from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. I love these because you've got the stitching on them and you get a scalloped edge to them. They're so cute. So I'm going to die cut the smaller one here out of my white. So I'll just run this through. Okay, and then I've got some Blackberry Bliss cardstock that I will die cut the larger one out of. Okie dokie. I don't know if you can hear that, but those are Watson's toenails clicking away on the floor outside of my office. So it sounds like he's up to something actually. That little run is the run he does when he's got something he shouldn't have. So I'll be right back. I was correct. He went into the nursery and took one of Malachi's little gloves and was chewing on it at the top of the stairs. So I know his little jaunts and what they mean. Okay, so we've got our larger one cut out. So that's all we need our cute little mini machine for. So I'll just crank that back. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my piercing mat and some scratch paper to do my stamping. So I've just got a scrap piece of white cardstock here. I'm gonna bring in my Calypso Coral ink and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my ice cream. Now, when you're using the punch, once you flip the punch over, you can see the ice cream is on the right side of the punch, turned sideways. That's how I'm gonna stamp my image so that it's easy when I need to, when I go to punch out the little ice cream tops. So I'm just gonna ink this first one up and I'm going to stamp it full strength, Calypso Coral. Then for my second one, I'm going to stamp off 3 times and then stamp it on. So you can see it's really, really light. Then I'm gonna come in with Bermuda Bay and I'm going to stamp some sprinkles on top of this piece. And I'm gonna leave that ink out because I'm gonna need it again in just a second. Now I can bring in my punch and I'm gonna start first by punching the ice cream that's furthest to the left, because if I start here, I'm gonna punch out the ice, my darker shade. So I'm gonna start over here, punch this one. Let me line it up. Okay, punch it out. And then now I'll punch out this one. Okay, and then while I've got my punch out, I've got some of this designer paper from the Sweet Ice Cream Designer Series paper, and I'm gonna go ahead and punch out my waffle cone. And then with that little stitched scallop rectangle that we die cut, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my sentiments. So I'm actually putting 2 sentiments together from the stamp set. So I'm going to put the thank you first. So thank you, and I'm just putting it off to the left. Thank you. And then you melt my heart. I'm gonna tuck that you, melt my heart right under the thank you, just like that. All right, so now we can start putting this card together. So for my card base, this is thick white cardstock. This is cut 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I've scored it at 5 1/2 inches. I'm just gonna fold it over, give it a nice crease. Okay, and then I've got some more of that Sweet Ice Cream Designer Series paper. This piece is cut 2 inches by 5.5 inches, and I'm going to adhere it onto this Blackberry Bliss. This is 2 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches. So I will just use my Stampin' Seal adhesive to adhere this. Okay, so I'm just going to center it up on my Blackberry Bliss. And I think it goes just a tiny bit over the edge. Yeah, that's okay. I'll just trim this down. And then I'll just add this layer to the center of my card base here. Let me just line that up with the bottom. Okay, give that a good press. And let's see, perfect, doesn't go over at all. That's perfectly cut. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals onto the back of my 2 rectangles. Fresh sheet of dimensionals. Okay, so we'll just do 5 here on each of these. Okay, take off my backings. Got my backings off, so I'm going to start with the Blackberry Bliss, and then I'll just center this up kind of towards the top here. Okay, I think that looks good. And then I'll pop my sentiment panel in the center of that. I love how these stitch scallop square rectangles look together when they're layered. So pretty. Okay, so we've got that. So now I will put dimensionals on the back of my ice cream, and then I will also put on the lighter one just a little bit of Stampin' Seal. Okay, and then I'm going to also put a dimensional to hold my cone down. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right about there, and then my other scoop on top at just a slight angle so I don't cover up too much of that letter U, just like that. And then I'm going to finish this card with some of our beautiful opal rounds. These are so pretty, so let me show you up close. They've got some shimmer inside of them. I think they're just gorgeous, so hopefully you can see that shimmer. So pretty. And don't forget, this is actually my free gift for the month of May when you place a $60 order in my online store. So you can spend $60 all at once, or you can break that up into 2 smaller orders. Doesn't matter how you do it, but you'll earn this as a little gift in the mail from me. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so that finishes up this quick card. I just love it. I love all of the dimension, and I really love the Calypso coral with the Bermuda Bay. I think that's really pretty. And of course, I had to decorate my envelope, so I've got some more of that designer series paper on the envelope flap, and then I also stamped my ice cream on the front of the envelope as well. So such a cute, cute card. I really love it. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial, and don't forget you can find all of the measurements and supplies for today's project over on my coordinating blog post, which I have linked down below in the video description, and I do actually have all of the products that I used today listed in the video description as well with clickable links. So thank you guys again for joining me today, and stay tuned for another tutorial. Bye now.